Okay, welcome to Nadis Edu TV on Statistics and Probability for Senior High School, Chapter 1. This is now your worksheet number 4 with the title Variance and Standard Deviation of a Discrete Probability Distributions. This worksheet number 4 will cover the 4 code 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let us dive into worksheet number 4. Letter A, complete me. Directions. Complete the table below and find the variance and standard deviation of the following probability distribution. Number 1, we have the random variable 1, 6, 11, 16, 21 and the probability of 1, 7, 3, 7, 1, 7, 1, 7, and 1, 7. On number 2, we have the random variable 1, 2, 3, 4, and 25 with the probability of 3 tenths, 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 2 tenths, and 2 tenths. On number 3, we have the random variable 3, 6, 8, and 10 with the probability of 0.15, 0.35, 0.40, and 0.10. On number 4, we have the random variable 1, 3, 5, 7 with the probability of 4 ninth, 2 ninth, 1 ninth, and 2 ninth. And the last number with the probability of 0.09, 0.26, 0.25, 0.36, and 0.04 with the random variable 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Moving on to letter B, perform me. Directions, do the following. Number 1, find the variance and standard deviation of the probability distribution of the random variable x, which can take only the values 1, 2, and 3, given that the probability of 1 is equals to 10 over 33, probability of 2 equals 1/3, and the probability of 3 equals 12 over 33. Number 2, find the variance in the standard deviation of the probability distribution of the random variable x, which can take only the values 3, 5, 7, given that the probability of 3 is equals to 7 over 30, probability of 5 equals 1/3, and the probability of 7 equals 13 over 30. Number 3, find the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution of the random variable x, which can take only the values 2, 4, 5, and 9, given that the probability of 2 equals 9 over 20, probability of 4 equals 1 over 20, and probability of 5 equals 1/5, and probability of 9 is 3 tenths. Number 4, find the variance and the standard deviation of the probability distribution of the random variable x if the probability is equals to 1/10 for the random variables equals 1, 2, 3, and so on up to 10. And the last number 5, find the variance and standard deviation of the probability distribution of the random variable x if the probability of x is equals to x plus 1 over 20 for the values of x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On letter C, solve me. Directions, solve the following problems. Number 1, the probabilities of a machine manufacturing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 defective parts in one day are 0.75, 0.17, 0.04, 0.025, 0.01, and 0.005 respectively. Find the variance and standard deviation of the probability distribution. Number 2, the number of computers sold per day at a local computer store, along with its corresponding probabilities, is shown in the table. Find the variance and standard deviation of the probability distribution. Here is now the table, number of items sold, and the probability of PX. For the random variable, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and for the probability, we have 0.10, 0.20, 0.30, 0.20, and 0.20. Number 3, the number of inquiries received per day by the Office of Admissions is in a certain university is shown below. Find the variance and standard deviation. The table, we have here the number of inquiries X, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 for the random variable. And for the probability, we have 0 0.08, 0 0.19, 0 0.36, 0 0.25, 0 0.07, 0 0.05. Moving on to number 4, based on the previous attendance records of grade 11 students, the probability that there are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 students who are absent in a day is 0 0.30, 0 0.30, 0 0.20, 0 0.10, and 0 0.10 respectively. Find the variance and standard deviation of the distribution. So the number of attendance for the random variable, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the probability of 0 0.30, 0 0.30, 0 0.20, 0 0.10, and 0 0.10 respectively. For the last number, number 5, the probability that a person sends 0, 10, 20, and 30 text messages in a day is 0 0.10, 0 0.30, 0 0.50, and 0 0.10 respectively. Find the variance and standard deviation of the distribution. So the table is presented, number of text messages, and the probability. Moving on to the reflection. Directions. Reflect on the lesson that you have learned and provide answers or answer to the following questions. Number 1, what are the steps in computing the variance and standard deviation of a probability distributions of a random variable? How is it similar to the procedure in finding the variance and standard deviation of a frequency distribution? Number 2, compare the formulas for finding the variance and standard deviation of a frequency distribution and that of a probability distribution. Number 3, what does the variance and standard deviation of a probability distribution tell us? How do you interpret the variance and standard deviation of a probability distribution? Number 4, which formula is easier to use in finding the variance and standard deviation of a probability distribution? Justify your answer. Moving on, under broadening directions, this is a class activity. Solve the following problems. Your output will be assessed using the rubrics following to this slide. Number 1, roll a die 50 times. Construct a probability distribution and find the variance and standard deviation. Compare the result with the theoretical results. Number 2, construct a survey on the number of sports-related activities your classmates are involved in. Construct a probability distribution and compute the mean, variance, and standard deviation. So here is now the rubrics for scoring the class activity. The areas of assessment will be content, mean, variance, and standard deviation, justification, and table presentation with the score for excellent 3, good 2, and 1 for the poor. Okay guys, that ends our worksheet. If you need reference, here the reference are provided. Thank you. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, add comments on this video. Thank you very much. And for further information, the author is already here, the name, the address, and the purpose of this material. Thank you very much.